Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you're all doing well. I know there's not a whole lot going on right now, so hopefully you're keeping your sanity. Now, before I start getting into the content of this video, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Who are we kidding? We don't have sponsors. What do you think we are? Anywho, once some of this COVID restrictions goes away, it's probably almost going to be time to celebrate or something. I would really recommend, if you're going to have a party, I would call Mad Tunes Entertainment. Don't worry, he's not angry. But seriously, have you ever noticed when you're filling out a form online and then you click submit, right? And it asks you again to confirm your choice, and asks if you're sure. No, Karen, I clicked submit because I want to do it again. But seriously though, you could derive some positive from that. Say the voting process. Say somebody goes to the polls and votes for Justin Trudeau, right? Bang! Big warning comes up. Excuse me, boomer. Are you sure you want to do that? Speaking of Justin Trudeau, though, somebody asked me the other day about him, somebody that wasn't from Canada. He said, I know some people really hated Stephen Harper, so can Trudeau actually be that bad? So I paused for a moment, and I just said, well, I don't really like him that much myself, but he's broken lots of records during his time in office, so I should probably ease up on him a bit. So my friend asked me, is he breaking good records? I kind of pause a little bit, and I start laughing. I say, no, that'll happen when pigs fly. So when I'm asked what I mean by that, I said, well, let's put it this way. The country has gone to hell since his time in office, so if that's where Trudeau ends up, Canada will probably be a local call. But no, I've some people have pointed out to me and said if the Liberals were so bad, they would have been voted out last year in 2019 when they had the last election. I just said, well, the Conservatives did gain an extra 22 seats in Parliament, and they knocked the Liberals down from a majority government to a minority government. So, I mean, there's some good progress there. And Buddy says to me, you didn't answer my question. He says, shouldn't the Liberals have been voted out if they were that bad? I simply told him that the whole thing was sheer nonsense. But before COVID hit, I was hanging out with my buddy Travis. We were just chilling at my house a bit. We were both getting hungry. So I asked him what he wanted for supper. He asked if I had any pork. This guy's a big pork fanatic. Don't worry though, he's not a porker. I kind of waited a little bit. He's like, well, he says, do you have any pork? I simply said I didn't feel like bacon. Yeah, I know, I probably heard some boos in the background on that. You know, as everybody has figured out during COVID, whether it be from a lack of gathering with friends or going to church, or maybe your job's been affected some way, whether you're working from home or whether you've had to utilize the government's emergency response benefits, we realize that everybody needs some help at some point. I always go to this guy Terry. Terry and his wife Brenda. Now I can see why the town of Altona made Terry their CFO. The guy's always fair. Probably only some of my friends will get that joke. But anywho, I have this friend named Jeremy. He's a really smart guy. He's great with computers. Some other things as well. I often ask him when I have a question about computers, but I can tell you right now, I would never ever ask him to change a light bulb for me. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. You say he's smart, but you wouldn't get him to change a light bulb for you, so how smart can he be? No, seriously, trust me though. He's one of the smartest guys I know. But seeing as I wouldn't, the reason I wouldn't ask him to change a light bulb for me is I mentioned computers, right? One of the best guys with computers that I know. A light bulb simply is not a hardware problem. And, well, it seems like there's a lot of activity in the real estate market right now. Some people, unfortunately, can't afford to keep their homes right now, so they have to sell. And all jokes aside, my sympathies and my condolences with those people. It's obviously not a joking matter. But for the various reasons that people are moving, I had somebody ask me if I could recommend a real estate agent, or ask me who I used for buying my house. I said, well, if you're moving to Morris, or somewhat close to anyways, I would recommend Ray Shaw. I said that he was who we used, and he really likes helping people, but that I would recommend calling him before the summer. This couple just kind of looks at me a little bit puzzled. I said, well, why before summer? I just said, well, he might be at the lake. They asked me, why would he be at the lake? The guy asked me, I said, well, he, as well as most real estate agents, really like to sail. Yeah, more booze, I know. But seriously, Ray is a great guy. I told him there was a house here in Morris close to the dike that we'd like to look at. And he spent at least 5 or 10 minutes cautioning us on this. So I just said, look, Ray, we've been talking about this for at least 10 minutes now. What's the big deal? He just says, well, there's a river on the other side of the dike, so I'm worried it might be a bit too current. So I paused a little bit and looked at Haley, not really knowing what to say. And she asks me, what are we going to do? I kind of paused a little bit again. I really didn't know what to say, right? I mean, this guy spent at least 10 minutes cautioning us on this. Said the home might be a bit current for us. I just said, well, I don't know. There's a lot of factors, but we currently don't have any options. Thanks for joining, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment, tell your friends. Let us know if there's any other kinds of videos you want to see, or any other kinds of topics that you'd like to maybe see some jokes on, or see us cover a little bit. You can feel free to tell me how much my jokes suck too if you want. That's fine. And as always, jingle bells, COVID smells. Peace out.